How do you make sure a stencil stays on the skin until the end of a session? In this episode, I want to tell you how I transfer stencils, what I use in the process, and share a couple of tips that'll definitely come in handy for you. I'm Alex Kutcher. Let's get started. The quality of your stencil transfer directly affects how closely the final tattoo matches the original design, so it's important to approach stencil work seriously. There are two types of stencil paper, for machine transfer and for manual transfer. Personally, I prefer spirit paper. I like how the lines come out and how they transfer onto the skin. I've been using it for a long time, and it's never let me down. This isn't an ad. I haven't been paid a penny for this. I'm just sharing what I use. I usually use blue paper, but I've also used red and green. The green doesn't last as long and rubs off quickly, while the red is easier to see where you've already lined. For manual stencil transfers, you can use regular A4 printer paper or tracing paper. As for tracing paper, try different thicknesses to see which one you're more comfortable working with. The first method we'll discuss is manual transfer. What you need to do is take a sheet of paper or tracing paper with the design on it, trace it, and you'll get the stencil you can then transfer onto the client's skin. This method is simple and doesn't require any extra skills or investment. But sooner or later, you'll want more comfort, or you'll face a task that's too complex for manual transfer, like when you're doing intricate geometric patterns. Manually transferring those can be quite the challenge, and the number of mistakes can affect the final look of your work. That's when machine stencil transfer comes in. What's machine transfer? It's printing the stencil using a thermal printer or an inkjet printer with special transfer ink. The inkjet option is the most convenient, but also the most expensive, because the ink isn't cheap and tends to run out, often at the worst moment. I use this Chinese thermal printer that meets almost all my stencil transfer needs. Thermal printers are an old technology, mostly found in cash registers and fax machines. I even know some people who've converted old fax machines into thermal printers for stencil printing. Yep, that happens. So, this thermal printer isn't expensive and does a great job, especially with linear images, giving enough pigment density for the transfer to last. A little pro tip: after transferring the stencil, let it dry on the skin for 15-20 minutes. This way, it'll last longer. On a side note, I'd like to remind everyone interested in mastering the art of tattooing that we offer training and invite you to join our online tattoo school. We teach all the nuances of artistic tattooing and share the knowledge and experience we've accumulated over many years of work. To schedule a consultation, leave a comment or contact us through the information provided in the video description. Either I or one of my assistants will get back to you and provide all the details. I also want to mention that we are official partners with Tattoo Stars, the largest online platform, mobile app, and tattoo community in the world. It features tattoo artists, studios, shops, and equipment manufacturers from all over the globe. All our graduates get free lifetime access to the premium features of the app, which will help you find clients early in your career and save on advertising costs for years to come. To our subscribers and viewers, I'm giving away a promo code that will boost your profile to the top of the Tattoo Stars app for 30 days and let you participate in online tattoo battles for free during that time. I'll leave the promo code and links in the video description. Now, let's get back to it. I also want to say a few words about stencil transfer gels and liquids. These products come in all sorts of formats, types, and brands. The best advice I can give you is to try out the different options available in your area and find the one that works best for you. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention shaving. Shaving before applying the stencil is a must, even on non-hairy parts of the body, for a simple reason. Before applying the transfer gel, you need to remove the layer of dead skin cells, along with any hair. The cleaner the skin, the better and longer the stencil will hold. Also, it's important to degrease and disinfect the skin before shaving, not after. Your clients will thank you for it. Make sure to have a few transfer markers on hand in case the stencil doesn't fully transfer, or if you need to draw a design directly on the client's skin freehand. I hate this option. You spend hours drawing, and then you hear, "I don't like it," or "Can you make it face north instead of down?" One time I spent hours freehand drawing a design for a guy's entire arm, a tiger, as he originally requested a month before. I tweaked it over and over, made it climb up, adjusted the paw, and when it was finally done, he goes, "Nah, let's do a lion instead." A lion? Seriously. So, be prepared for such scenarios, take a chill pill, or maybe dig a hole in the woods ahead of of time, clients can be unpredictable. From personal experience, I've had a few clients over my career with unique skin, specifically unusually waxy skin, where the stencil wiped off completely with the first pass of a wipe. Gone. Like nothing left. Even after reapplying the stencil 2 or 3 times, it was clear that it was a total fail, man. In these cases, I had to use a technique called a bloodline. The essence of this method is that after transferring the stencil, you go over the lines with a thin needle loaded with the lightest gray wash, or even just water. It leaves a red line on the skin that serves as your stencil for the rest of the session. That's how it goes, man. There were also times when clients came back for touch-ups a month after the session, and there were still blurry traces of the stencil on their skin. Some might comment that the client should shower more often, but no, their hygiene was fine. When it comes to artificial skin, the stencil doesn't hold with the same gels and paper. Here are a few tricks. After transferring, leave the artificial skin with the design on it for 3 to 4 days. During this time, the stencil will set and it won't wipe off, though it won't be as clear as on real skin. You can practice without worrying about the design wiping away. If you don't want to wait 3 to 4 days, you can dry it with a hot hair dryer for a few minutes. Another method is to use Old Spice solid deodorant instead of gel. I use the blue one, but probably any kind will work. This way, the stencil will also hold better on artificial skin. You're welcome. Let's go over the steps for transferring a stencil onto skin. 1. Spray the skin generously with alcohol. 2. Thoroughly shave the area where you'll be tattooing. 3. Dry the skin with a paper towel. 4. Apply a thin layer of stencil gel. 5. Place the stencil design and wait about a minute. 6. Let the stencil dry for 15-20 minutes. 7. You're ready to work. Transferring a stencil isn't complicated. If you follow the steps and don't skip anything, you'll get a clear stencil on any part of the body that lasts the entire session. Good luck with your tattoos and clients, and here's to a smooth stencil transfer. Believe in yourself and don't give up. You've got this. I believe in you.